Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I am Mark Ray, math teacher. I am the math teacher of year 6 and year 7. This video is made for you students, especially for the ones that you're having problems, you are struggling with the topic of area nets and area of net surfaces and volume. This video was brought to you because I noticed you had some difficulties with this topic. So this video, this first part, we are going to see from scratch everything, at least regarding to area. We are going to see a lot of these things, but in this long video we are going to see from the basics to what is more complex. So what we are going to see along these parts of videos, because this is going to be split in two parts. In the first part, we are going to see area of basic shapes, which is the rectangles, triangles, circles, etc., etc., etc. Well, these three, and composite shapes. Composite shapes are the ones that they have two shapes like stick together. For example, here we got like a triangle with a square. Here we got a triangle with a semicircle. Here we got like two rectangles. Well, we have seen this in class, but in this video we are going to see it slow and in a good rhythm. For the next part, the second part of the video, we are going to see 3D shapes, their nets and points of view. And also, before I forget, we are also going to see perimeter. So starting with area, what we have to understand, area is the total number of square units that that they can be fit inside in a shape or a surface. So here, for example, we have different shapes, and we need to count how many squares, and literally squares, they can fit inside. So the fundamental unit of measurement, for example, when we talk about distance we usually measure with centimeters, with meters. But here, because we are not talking about distance, we are talking about area and surface, we have to consider squares instead of large distances. The the unit square, it means that we have squares that they are 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, that is 1 centimeter square. 1 meter by 1 meter is 1 meter square. 1 inch by 1 inch is 1 inch square. And to start with a super very ultra mega hyper easy example, we have, for example, this rectangle. This rectangle, it has 2 centimeters height and is 3 centimeters long. So the question is, what is the area of the following rectangle? So if we split this rectangle in little squares, we will realize that we can split these 2 centimeters in 2, and the 3 centimeters here we can also divide. So if we count all the squares inside, we are going to realize that we have 6 squares. But how do we tell them in a mathematical language? This is 6 centimeters squared. So literally, we are talking about squares. When we say 6 meters square, it means that we have 6 squares, and each square is 1 meter by 1 meter. In this in this very basic example, we are counting centimeters squared. So each one of these squares is 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. To simplify all of this, we have the following formulas. We have the rectangle, the triangle, the circle. Now, for the following examples, what we are going to see is area and perimeter. The perimeter, we are going to make it only if it's possible. Not all of the examples have perimeter. And Just to remember, the perimeter is what is around the shape. So it's like measuring how long is around a shape. That's why this is like this. So let's start with these examples. As you can see here, the first shape that we have is a rectangle. The rectangle, it has a very basic formula, which is base times height, b times h, where the base is always going to be what is against the floor. Remember that the base is like going with the floor. In this situation, the first rectangle, it has a base of 5 centimeters. So here we got 5 centimeters, which it will be the base. And then we have the height, which is 3 centimeters. Now, to find the area, we have to remember that the area of a rectangle, is given by the formula base times height. So if we look for the formula in here, base times height, we need to know what is the base. We need to know what is the height. In this situation, the base is going to be 5 because it's what is against the floor. And the height is going to be 3 centimeters. This is the height. It's very important to mention that always the height must be measured like vertically. Height, it cannot be in diagonal. It must be straight up. So what is going to be the area of this rectangle? The area of the rectangle, and pay attention here, if I draw it like this is a little rectangle. It's going to be the multiplication between 5 times 3, which is 15 centimeters squared. Now, if we cut this in different squares, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, here 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have only 15 squares. So this is what we call 15 centimeters squared. Now, let's go by the easiest part. Here we can find the perimeter of the rectangle. And please remember that the perimeter is what is around. The perimeter is just the sum of all the sides. Here we have 5 and 3, but don't forget, these are going to repeat. So here the perimeter is going to be 3 plus 3 plus 5 plus 5. 3 and 3 will be 6 plus 5, 11 plus 5, it will be 16. And this is just centimeters. Why centimeters and not centimeters squared? Because we are talking about how long is around the shape. We are not talking about area. We are not talking about the squares. We are talking about distance. So perimeter is the distance around a shape. Now, this is the first exercise of a lot many. So let's continue. For the second one, we got a triangle. So let me write it in this way. That we know that the area of a triangle is going to be base times height divided by 2. Now, in this exercise, because we have to follow the formula, we got to do the same as the beginning. We look for the base, which is always against the floor. In this case is 4. And we multiply by the height, which is 6. And then divided by 2. 4 times 6, I know it's going to be 4 times 6 is 24. Sorry for that. Doesn't look good. 4 times 6 is 24. Divided by 2, we got 12. So we got 12 centimeters squared. Now, in this exercise, it's not possible to take the perimeter because we don't know how long is the other sides of the triangle. Therefore, in this situation, we are not going to look for the perimeter. It is not possible. Alright, now for the next one, we got another triangle, and maybe you realize how fast we can go. And it will be the same situation. We have the base, we got the base, we got the height. The area of the triangle is just base 11 times height 9 divided by 2. This is 99 divided by 2. That if we divide it, 99 divided by 2, this is going to be 49 because it's 98. And here we got the decimal points, remember, it's going to be 49.5. So in the exam we are not going to have any decimal, by the way. Don't forget this is centimeters squared because we got centimeters. And we finish. For this one here, as you can see, we have these lines like this. These lines are telling the student that the sides are the same. Therefore, because all the sides are the same, we are talking about a square. The area of the square is just going to be the same formula as the area for a rectangle. We got our base, and we got our height, which is the same, 8 centimeters. 8 times 8 divided by 2. Now, 8 times 8 is just 64 divided by 2, and here our result is going to be 64 divided by 2. 64 divided by 2 in this case is going to be 32. So yes, as simple as that, we can do this exercise. Now let's try to find the perimeter. For the perimeter we need to add, but it's not very difficult because it's a square, so all the sides are going to be the same. So we have 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 4 times. So 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. The perimeter of the square is going to be 32 centimeters. And we finished that part. Now let's continue with the circles. Circles, for your information, are going to be found in the exam. Circles like this are going to be found in year 6. Circles like this are going to be found in year 7. So everything that you see with a 7, it means that it exclusively is for year 7, and the other exercises is for year 6 and year 7 at the same time. Now, for these exercises, we need to check out again what is the formula for the circle. The formula for the area of a circle, let me cut it out. If I paste it here to have it more clear, is p times the radius squared. What is the radius? The radius is the distance that comes from the center to one of the extremes of the circle. For example, in this first circle, we have a radius of 7. And well, I'm going to put the unit in meters because I forgot to put it. So the radius here will be 7 meters. Now, in this problem, what we must do is just trust in the formula. The area of a circle is going to be p times the radius squared. So we got 7 squared. Remember, 7 squared is 7 times 7, which it will be 49. So 7 squared is 49. Therefore, our answer is going to be p times 49. Or, like we said in class, if we wanted to look more like organized, in books, text, and in the internet, you are going to find that sometimes the answer, well, most of the times the answer is writing like this, so as you can see here, this is going to be the area, and please don't forget, the area must be always in meters squared. In this case we got meters, the result must be in meters. Now if we talk about the perimeter, there is not much difference. The formula is going to change. The formula for the perimeter of a circle is 2 times pi times the radius. So we got 2 times pi times the radius, but the radius is going to be 7. Here it doesn't matter the order of operations. Please remember, in multiplication it doesn't matter if we have the number at the beginning and the end. If we are going to multiply, we have the same. So here we are going to multiply these two numbers, 2 times 7, and we are going to have 14 pi. Now remember, we are talking about perimeter, so it's the measurement around the circle. Therefore, our result must be on meters, not meters squared. Alright, now continue with the problems. Let's go and let's try to be a little bit faster. If we want to do this circle, be careful, because in the circle we don't have the radius, but we have something else. What is this called? This is called a diameter. The diameter is the double distance of the radius. The radius is only from the half of the circle until one of the extremes. This is going to be 10 meters, as the radius is the half of 20. So as you can see here, the radius is always going to be the same for the circles. It doesn't matter in what direction I go, it's always going to be 10, by the way. Now let's try to use the formula. The area of a circle, P times the radius squared, right? But the radius is 10, so we got 10 squared. Now 10 squared is just 100 pi, so please try to keep the number at the beginning, and because we are talking about area, this must be in meters squared. Now if we go for the perimeter, it's the same situation as before. We got 2 times pi times 10. The perimeter is going to be 20 pi meters, and we are done. Very good. Now we have plenty of exercises, don't worry. For a triangle, let's see, we got the base. In this situation we got a base. The base is going to be 6 and the height is going to be 13. No, I'm just kidding. It's not 13. Why is not 13? Because this is diagonal. This is not the height. No, it's not the height. This is for you to be confused. The height cannot be in diagonal. The height must be vertical up. So this is not the height. What is going to be the height? This is the height. So the height is 11. Now the area of the triangle is going to be base times height divided by 2. If you don't remember, what we can do here is just multiply 16 times 13. I'm not going to use calculator for this. 3 times 6 is 18. We got 1. And here we got 48. And here we got 168. This is 208. So we have 208 divided by 2, which is going to give me an area of 104. In this case, please, if I don't have anything, write meters squared. Don't forget the square, it's very important. And well, we have another triangle. Here is impossible to take the perimeter because we don't have enough measurements. We don't know this. How long is this? We don't know. And because we don't know one measurement, it's impossible, at least in this situation, find out how long is that missing side. Now, please remember the following. Well, we have more exercises, and of course they are going to be for extra points as it was promised in class. In this one, the base is 7 and the height, as you can see, is 11 centimeters. Even though this triangle it has the height outside the shape, you can see that always the height it must be vertical up, never in diagonal. Now, if we find out the area of this, caramba, the area of this triangle, this is going to be base 7 times height 11 divided by 2. Now, 7 times 11 is 77 divided by 2. If we try to divide this by 2, we can use the common division. We got 77 divided by 2. It's just 2 times 3. It's going to give me 6. We got 1. We type 7. We got 8. We got 16. We got a 1. And remember, we got the decimal point 0, 0. So this is 38.5. This is division with decimals. What we have to do is just add the missing decimal to find our result. So 38.5 would be our beautiful result, 38.5 centimeters squared. Is it possible to take the perimeter? No, it's impossible. Alright, now here we are finally on what is called composite shapes. We got a lot of composite shapes. Now, in these composite shapes, you can see they are a lot, but we have to work them out. We are going to try to we are going to find the area, and here I forgot to mention, we're also going to try to find the perimeter if it's possible, alright? And here let me change it, and the perimeter if it's possible. So here you can see we have the same shapes, and in some of them we will have to find also the perimeter. For the first one, let's try to be quick. We are going to, when we have composite shapes, what we have to do, we have to divide it. We have to divide this in different shapes. For example, this. I am going to cut it like this. Alright? If I cut this in this way, this is going to be a rectangle, but there is one little thing. This rectangle, it has a base of 9. As you can see, this is going to repeat down here. This is going to be 9 inches. But the question will be, okay, if the base is 9, what is the height? The height is given here. If you realize here, this is going to be 9 inches. And 9 inches. What is 9 plus 9? Easy. Is 18. So for this, we will have to get the area for this part as 9 times 18. So we have 9 times 18. If we multiply 9 times 18, this is going to be 162 inches squared. If I am not mistaken, that was just mental math. This is a simple operation. Let me do it in calculator to make sure this is 9 times 18. Yeah, it's 162. Well, so what we found out is the area of this one. Now we need to find the area of this. We got another rectangle, but we know the height, but we don't know the base. The question is, what is going to be the base? What do we have here? Well, we can realize that very easy because the longest side is 18. But as you can see, this part, this part is 9 inches. If here we have 9 inches, how many inches we need to get to 18? Another 9 inches, so we have 9 inches here. This is a square, which is 9 times 9 inches, 81 inches. Therefore, we found the second area. If we add them together, this is going to be 3 and 680 is going to be 4. We got 1. It's 243 inches squared. That is going to be the area. How do we always try to answer? You can write like this: area equals and the final result. Now, what about the perimeter? The perimeter in this situation is very simple. For the perimeter, we need to look for all around figure. In this shape, we already have some of the measurements. Now here we got 18. Up here, we already know it's 18. We got 9. 9 from here. Then we have 9 again. And then we have 9 again because this is 9 inches. And the last one, we got the last 9 inches here. If we add everything, we got, this is 18, 18. So we got 32 plus 32 is 64 inches in total. Are we finished? Now, for the next one, as you can see here, we got a triangle and a square. Now, here I forgot it was supposed to be an 8 here too. Let's go by the area first. So here, if I look for the area of the square, it's going to be 8 times 8, 64. This is going to be in meters, by the way. 64 meters squared. Now, if we are looking for the area of the triangle, this is going to be the base of the triangle, which is just 8, the same, times the height, which is 3, divided by 2. 8 times 3 is 24, and 24 divided by 2 is 12. And we finish the area. Now let's go by the easiest part. This is the easiest and lovely part of the exercise. Now, for the perimeter, we have, sorry. I was forgetting, we have to find the total area. For the total area, we need to add these two. 64 plus 12, yes, is 76 meters squared. Now, in this case, for the perimeter, we need to add all the sides. Since this is a square, we know all these sides are 8, 8, and 8. I already know that you are asking, but mister, why you are not adding this, if this is 8 too? Because remember, we are going around the figure. We are going around, so we have to take account this 8. We have to consider this other 8 and this other 8. The last side of the square, which is going to be this, I cannot take it in consideration because it's inside the shape, it's not around. So we have to add this side of the triangle and this other side. And we are going to add them too, I forgot to add them. So we got 8 plus 8 plus 8. And we have the other two sides, which is 5 and 5. Therefore, we are going to continue doing plus 5 plus 5. If we find this, this is 24 plus 10, this is 34 meters. And we are done. Alright, let's go by the last one here. We got plenty more. In this situation, we have to do something similar. We have to cut this. Kids, it's up to you. If you want to cut it like this, it's also welcome. We are going to do it like this. Alright? Now, if I want to find how it is going to be the area, we have to, well, I don't know if this is a square, but we have this big rectangle. In the area of the first rectangle, sorry for that, it's going to be the base times the height, 6 times 5. 6 times 5 is just 30 meters squared. Very simple. Now, for this other side, which I will use green color, this one, we know that this is 2 meters down, 2 meters. But we don't know what is going to be this height. We don't know. There is a way to find it out. I don't know if you want to try to find it out by yourself. It's very simple. I promise it's very simple. But to make it short, what do we have to take notice? What do we have to realize? First of all, when you are looking for missing sides, what you have to do? You look for a big side here and another, let's change the color, another small side. So we have this side and this. And you will realize the following thing. This side, this part is going to be the one I want. Now we know that the green line is 7 meters and the red line is 5 meters. How many meters do we need the blue line to be completing this line so it will be as big as the green one? So we have that difference, which is going to be, okay, I know you're saying it, but you will realize that this big line, 7 meters, if you subtract, you take out the other line, which is 5, so you can take out this, correct. How much are you going to have? 2 meters. So let me write it correct. So we got 7 minus 5 is going to be 2 meters. So we got a small square. It's 2 meters by 2 meters. Let's do the formula. 2 meters times 2 meters. This is 4 meters squared. Now let's try to find out the perimeter. About the perimeter of this shape, we need to add all the measurements. We got 7. Alright, let's write 7. We got 6. Perfect, we got 6. We got 5. We got 5. We got 2 meters here. That is correct. But we are missing one more side. I don't know if you guessed it. That side is this. How can we know how long is that side? We are going to use the same logic. Look, the big line here is 6. And if I subtract this, which is 2 meters, my result right here is going to be the big line 6 meters minus the 4 line minus the 2 line, giving me a result of 4 meters. So this is what we were missing, 4 meters. Also, I forgot, we add these two and we were supposed to add the other two. Sorry for that. So to say it again, we got 7, this is the first 7, plus 6, plus 6, plus 5, plus 5, plus the 2 meters here, plus the other 2 meters that they go down, plus the 4 meters that we just found. So the perimeter is going to be 7 plus 6, 11, plus it's 11. 11 plus 5 is 16. 16 plus 2, 18, plus 2 is 20, plus 4 is 24 meters. And well, let's continue. As you can see, we got plenty to do. Um, Alright, so I will stop the video here. But before we leave, if you want to try this, because of course I'm going to continue with the exercises, before I forget, what we have to do with shapes that they are like this, it's not that hard. When you have shapes like this, we have to subtract instead of add, but this is something that we are going to see in the next video, as long as with this. So, well, in fact today I have no more time. I hope that with this you will be able to work some of the exercises that they are dedicated to you, my dear students. Here we have composite shapes. For your information, year 7 you can do all the exercises you want, but year 6 you are only supposed to do these ones. The ones that they are marked with the number 7 is only for number 7. Year 6, you only do these ones, please. Year 7 you can do all of them. So that will be everything for this part. See you soon in class, or see you in the next video. I hope you got a great day, and please make sure you write to me if you got any questions.